Hey guys, what's going on? Joel here, and welcome to Back in the Day. And I know it's been a few weeks since my last video, and funny enough, Tom Retrodeath had told me I need to stop apologizing for my lengths of time in between videos. But I do feel somewhat of a little bit of an explanation in terms of, I mean, it's always busy, things like that, which, by and large is always the case. I had some family issues, unfortunately. Both my dad and my stepmom's health is not very well, so I had to make a quick trip to Alabama to kind of help out and give them a hand a little bit with some stuff. So there's that, and then one of the main reasons I haven't really talked about, actually I haven't talked about it at all. So my laptop, I should premise it, one of the main reasons why I don't make videos very often is anymore is because my laptop, while it's only a few years old, and unbeknownst to me, I have just found out within the past year that that's pretty old for a laptop. Like, that's the life cycle of most computers is only about 2 to 3 years. Anyways, that being said, my laptop is an absolute piece of shit. You try to connect to the internet, and a lot of times you're met with messages, Firefox not responding. The short of the matter is sometimes uploading videos, which under normal circumstances for like this kind of a video, where there's no editing, nothing like that, it should only take like 10 minutes. For me, it's sometimes almost an hour because it takes so long with things buffering and then the computer not wanting to run properly. So I need to get a new laptop, and my wife and I have talked about it. But with all of the other things that we were, doing around the house, the remodel, the laptop has been kind of put on the back burner. So it's not like a huge priority for me right now, which I do think I'm actually, when she gets home from work, I think I'm going to seriously talk about it, because I do need to get a new laptop. I mean, that's the bottom line. But that's really one of the main reasons why I don't upload a whole lot of videos anymore, is because it just takes too damn long and it's too damn frustrating. So, once I get a new laptop, the frequency of the videos will increase. But for right now, it's kind of been limited more so to like once every 3-4 weeks or so now, just because it's, like I said, it's too frustrating. But I had some time today, some time to kill, so I figured, what the fuck, I'm going to make a video, damn it. And this was a game that I had wanted to unbox a couple of months ago, but just kind of had some other priorities for unboxing, so this one kind of got put back a little bit, but hey, better late than never. And with this video as well, I also want to dedicate this video to my boy Shawn, Reminiscence, because dude is about one of the biggest old school wrestler fans that I know. So I figured, hey buddy, this one's for you. Or if we're going back in the day to the 80s, this bud's for you. So without further ado, let's go ahead and fucking take a look at this bad boy. This was honestly, I rented this game a lot as a kid because back in the early, I wasn't, as a kid, I was never the biggest wrestling fan. I did enjoy it from around like 88 to around maybe 92, early 93, and then after that, it just, some of the characters and the storylines really got bizarre, to say the least. So there was a long period. I mean, even when I did watch it, I was never all that invested in the characters and stuff. It was interesting, but it was never one of those, like, I wasn't a super fan, I was a casual fan. But I did have my, definitely did have my favorite wrestlers. So at the time, this came out in like 1992, and at the time, The Undertaker was, quite honestly, he was my favorite wrestler at the time, and he was on this game. And oddly enough, like, as a kid, I really enjoyed this. I mean, I think I've spoken before, like, when you're a kid, you don't really pay a whole lot of attention to the shitty LJN thing, I mean, a game was a game. But as a kid, I would rent this a lot, to where I actually became pretty proficient with it. I knew a lot of the moves. I could just, I could knock them out without any effort. Today, not so much. This is a game, too, that has not aged well by any stretch of the imagination. The game for all intents and purposes, is fucking terrible. So, and the weird thing about this as well, and I mean it's obviously very well documented, is no special moves of these guys. Like, you know, the no leg drop, you know, the no tombstone. Some of the other wrestlers that special moves like Jake Snake Roberts, no DDT. You know, I'm trying to, for the life of me, remember, because with the wrestlers, I mean, here you have, you know, you've got Hulk Hogan, Macho Man Randy Savage, Jake the Snake, I think it's that Animal, Teddy DiBiase, Hawk, Earthquake, Typhoon, Sid Justice, and the Undertaker. Some of them, I remember he would, like, the Earthquake, I think he would, like, just drop his ass on you or something, but, yeah, no special moves, all basic moves. Punches, kicks. I mean, you do the suplex, pile drivers, things like that. But so let's go ahead and come on, there we go. Get this bad boy unboxed and see what's inside. Now, I do not have everything in here, so good vibe. I'm pretty sure you can tell me what I'm missing. So perhaps maybe later on for a further, like a later date, maybe that'd be a project to try to complete this or even at least upgrade it. So here's the cart. The cart's actually in pretty good shape. And it's the old school style cart with the notch in it. And then the instruction manual, which is in pretty good shape. Get in the thick of the action. Oh yeah. Just your basic kind of loading instructions and the iconic WWF Championship belt, which you know, that's still to this day kind of chaps my ass that they changed it from WWF to WWE. As I recall, I think it was because of a lawsuit or didn't like the World Wildlife Foundation or something, like they held the copyright to WWF. I don't know. Different moves and maneuvers. And like the quick reference chart, which is funny because I never used the instruction manual as a kid. It was always just mash the buttons and you'd kind of learn the combinations as you went. The crowd awaits. And then the cast of characters. And of course, basically, back in the 80s, the face of WWF was of course Hulk Hogan, which, I don't know, maybe I was in the minority. I never cared for Hulk Hogan at all. I thought some of his shtick was a little overdone, you know. I mean, with the hand to the ear, listening to the crowd. I think for me it was because, first off, I thought his leg drop was lame as hell. Like, it wasn't that cool of a move. Like, he would kick you in the face and then drop the leg. I don't know. I just... That and the whole shtick where, I mean, he'd be beaten down completely and then all of a sudden, you know, he would garner some superhuman strength, and no matter how many times he would get hit, he just didn't faze him, and he'd start, you know, shaking like he was having a fucking seizure. It just, I don't know. I never cared for Hogan. It's just a personal preference for me. The Undertaker, I'd like The Undertaker. There's just something about him that I thought was really cool and menacing. Not really sure what. Now, this, I believe, was the first costume incarnation of The Undertaker. Shortly after he really kind of started garnering some traction within the WWF. Because as I recall, I don't believe... When he first started out, he didn't have Paul Bearer as his... sidekick, kind of manager. It was Brother Love. People remember him. And Sid Justice, who when he first came into the WWF was known as Sid Vicious, which I do remember that. And then Kenny Rogers. Teddy DiBiase. Anybody else ever think that? I remember looking at Ted DiBiase and thinking, like, this was a kid thinking he looked like fucking Kenny Rogers. Maybe they were one and the same. You never saw them together in the same room. And then the Legion of Doom, Hawk and Animal. Or Hawk and Animal. Another thing, too, Legion of Doom seemed to be a lot more popular. I never cared for Legion of Doom. I was a Demolition guy. They were my go-to for a kabuki theater makeup wear and tag team combo. And then here we had Earthquake and Typhoon. I still remember Earthquake when he was first introduced into the WWF. It was, I remember there was a match that had happened, and he was called, obviously it was all staged, but I mean, he was called out of the crowd as a spectator, and he came down and did that, like ass drop, body drop thing that he was his finishing move. And then the next time you saw him, he was in these tights and he was calling himself Earthquake. And then Typhoon, whom when he started out was on the good guy roster. He was Tugboat. See, Shawn, there's a lot of stuff about wrestling that I still remember. Even though I'm not a fan anymore. Then Jake the Snake Roberts with his. I don't know which snake that one was. He always the iconic one he always had was Damien. And actually, I remember it was a funny thing, kind of AB comparing Ted DiBiase and Jake the Snake. I don't remember which one of them it was at the end of a wrestling match, but it was either Bobby Heenan or Gorilla Monsoon when they were announcing it. It made the comment that they would much rather have been knocked out by Ted DiBiase as opposed to Jake the Snake, because at least when Ted DiBiase knocked you out, he stuffed a $100 bill in your mouth. Whereas with Jake the Snake, yeah, he just drop a snake on you. And then Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh yeah, Snap Do Slim Jim. And then that is it. So, all right, guys, I want to thank you so much for watching this. Shawn, I hope you enjoyed this. I'm pretty sure you got this game complete in box, or at least the cartridge, considering you're a WWF fan. So. All right, guys, with that being said, I'm going to try to get another video done today as well. Maybe try to at least get 2 to 3 of them uploaded today for your viewing pleasure. But until then, guys, I hope you enjoyed, and hey, let's take it easy.